Hey, I wanted to share my story on how and why I recently went to Thailand. I got married right out of high school and was married for 12 years before getting divorced in 1996. After getting divorced, I kind of went crazy with the United States version of freelance girls, street girls. Meeting up with at least a few a week, the USA freelance girls never really tell the truth, but just enough to get you to come and see them again. My funniest story was when I picked up a girl one day while it was raining. She got into my car, and I commented on how wet her hair was. She replied, "Oh, I just got out of the shower." She wasn't really happy when I asked her if she got in the shower with her clothes on because they were soaked too. Jump into 2004, and I'm now 38 years old. I got married to a girl 19 years younger than me. It started off great, but then the spark was gone, and after only a couple of years, we stayed married for 15 years, but got divorced in 2019, just before the pandemic hit. I have been married for a total of 27 years to two different wives, divorced twice, and never had any children. Still, at this point, I've never even considered a trip to Thailand. Now, in the USA, there have been measures to keep girls off the streets, and what girls you can find on certain websites charge crazy high prices, and the girls' looks have now gone. I had gone to Mexico and met up with a girl in freelancer by their standards, but was not really that great. The next trip was to the Dominican Republic, which I heard was a place to go for those who live in the USA. The Republic has a large freelance population. I met a couple of girls there, but things were all the same with each one. They ran out of steam very quickly, then just begged for more money and more of a tip. I met one girl at a club that seemed to be working for someone. The girl gave me her number secretly and told me to call her and we could meet outside the club. We exchanged one quick message, but I never reached out to her to meet her again. Fast forward to 6 months later, and I get a text from the club owner who said I owed him $600 because I met his girl outside the club, and if I didn't pay, he would hunt me down and harm me and my family. I replied to him that I never met his girl, and if he contacted me again, I would report him to the authorities. I never did hear from him again. Now it's the summer of 2022, and most of the covert restrictions have been removed, and I was looking for a place to holiday and meet some girls. A friend of mine suggested that Thailand was where I really needed to go. He had never been there, but he assured me it was what I was looking for and that it was safe. Thailand is 20 hours of flying, and I wasn't sure I could even handle being on a flight that long, but I figured why not, I can give it a try. So I booked my trip for March 2023, and I started doing as much research as I could. I started watching a lot of your videos and a few others too, and all I could think of was, have I gotten over my head? I've had a lot of experience with girls, but the Thailand girls seem to be very good at making men fall in love with them. I bought a subscription to Thai Friendly and started talking to a few girls. A lot of girls on Thai Friendly only want to talk if you are currently there. I mostly only talked to freelance girls and got a few details from them and told them I wouldn't waste their time and I would reach out to them when I arrived. I went with a friend, and we met an Aussie guy at a restaurant when we first got there. We made plans to go out that night and hit a few bars. Now keep in mind 20 hours of flying and a 10-hour layover, and I worked a 10-hour shift right before heading to the airport. Needless to say that all that caught up with me, and I felt like crap for 2 days. I saved the first week in Bangkok and the second week in Patong. While out at the bar the first night, I saw a girl who I was interested in, and I was sure she was a girl and not a ladyboy, but the Aussie guy seemed to think she wasn't a lady at all, only because she was a little tall. I went home alone that night, mostly because I had to start recovering from the traveling. The sights and sounds and smells of Thailand are amazing and something you just don't see anywhere else. So all in all, Bangkok was amazing. Now after my week in Patong and Phuket, our hotel was a half block from Bangla Road in Patong, and our hotel has a swimming pool, so we decided to relax by the pool and make our plans for the evening. I was a bit surprised at first that there were only men at the pool, but after thinking about it, we all went there for the same reason, and our hotel was only booked by men on holiday looking for companions. I'm not much of a drinker, so sitting in a bar is not really for me. While walking down Bangla Road at night, there are a million things to look at, and I was getting a bit annoyed at all the people pulling on you, putting signs in your face, and putting cell phones right up in your eyes to get you to go into their bars. I had met a few girls in Patong who were freelancers, and everything was great. One of the girls went to Phi Phi Island with me on a dray trip, and we had a great time. On the last night, my friend and I went to see the Fantasy Sea Show and had dinner there. The place seemed mostly for kids, but the food in the show were very good with elephants and lots of other animals. After the show, I had made arrangements to meet a girl at my hotel for a little fun on my last night. Only getting to see her pictures on Thai Friendly, she seemed very beautiful, but seemed very tall. I asked if she was a ladyboy and she assured me she was not. So our plans were set. She arrived on Thai time, so she was a bit late. I almost didn't expect her to turn up because it was almost 1 a.m. when she showed up. She looked to be about 188 centimeters tall, and to my surprise, she had brought a girlfriend with her who was about 180 centimeters tall. Both were 100% ladies and very beautiful. I had a great last night in Patong. Now back in the USA, it's the same old thing. Older than middle-aged, overweight women who are bitter and have unrealistic expectations of the men they are looking for. It is sad to say, but since my trip to Thailand, I have no desire to date women here in the USA. I have been home for 2 months now, and I've already booked my flight in November 2023, the Saturday after Thanksgiving. And this time it will be 1 week in Pattaya and 1 week in Patong, hoping to see my tall girls again. I have every intention of retiring in Thailand when the time comes. I love it there and can see myself having a great time. One girl I'd met in Bangkok I really did click with, mainly because she was just a sweet person. Her name is Tip. She is a supervisor in a hotel and has been working there for a number of years. She's 40 years old but looks much younger. I would guess that she only meets once in a while for a little extra money since she has a full-time job. We have messaged a few times since I have been home, and she never mentioned money or sick buffalo or medical bills. I have some plans next April here in the USA, so I asked if she could join me and she could visit the USA for 3 weeks. It's not a falling in love thing, but mostly we get on very well, and I would like to spend a little more time with her. She's going to look into a travel visa, but I hear they are hard to get for Thai women. Not very expensive, but just hard to get. No crash and burn story, but I just thought it was interesting how I found my way to Thailand and how I can't wait to return. The land of smiles is really just that.